This is Ugandan Vision for all Ugandans. Television eriemu erina ansa ku buli kibuuzo. Television eryeji ekuwa Ugandan culture without any tribalism.
Salabedi Forex and Cargo are proud to sponsor the Uganda Vision program. Contact us if you want to send cargo or transfer money to loved ones in Uganda. Call us on 0208 884 4060. Contact us if you want to send cargo or transfer money to loved ones in Uganda. Call us on 0208 884 4060. Tunasanyuko bawuliza no bawereza.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Uganda Vision program. My name is Salome, and tonight we have a lot in store for you, right from tourism, comedy, music by top artists from all regions of Uganda. Paris, what's coming up next today?
Oh, thank you very much, Salome. As you can see today, we are out here in the open. We're not in the studio today, we are on location. We're showing you just the beauty of our local environment. But what's coming up next is the tourism section. As usual, we're going to show you the beauty of Uganda, the birds, the animals, the markets, the local people, what you can do to have fun when you go to Uganda. Check it out.
This tropical African country is set at the equator, but has snow on top of its highest mountain, the Rwenzori. The Arabs brought Islam as a new way of worship. While the Europeans brought Christianity, Uganda today is the realm of the two religions.
At Namugongo, there are Muslim, Protestant, and Catholic shrines to commemorate the famous Uganda martyrs.
These people were martyred by Mwanga, a Buganda monarch, who was against the foreign influence on his subjects as brought along by the new religions. He ordered them to denounce their faith at the pain of death.
They met their death with great spirit and enthusiasm and have since been beatified by the Roman Catholic Church and honored by Uganda, which has set aside a national day in their memory.
Pilgrims from all over the world converge at Namugongo to hold Holy Mass in memory of these martyrs. A martyr's trail has been established tracing their journey to Namugongo, where they met their death. It brings glimpses of spiritual Uganda to the travelers. Traveling down the Nile, one encounters the Karuma Falls, where the river's momentum is much more furious as it hits the rocks that separate northern Uganda from the south. Amazing to see, but this is nothing to compare with the experience of the Makshon Falls, whose picture is backdropped with a vast national park, another of the country's game wonders. The Makshon Falls are in the middle of the Makshon Falls National Park. A ride downstream the waterfalls is a breathtaking experience. A real parade of the crocodiles, elephants, buffaloes along the banks of the river, welcoming the visitor to their habitat with a lot of curiosity. Here also marks an ethnic separation.
The people of the north are Nilotics, who migrated from Sudan and southern Egypt.
Legend talks about their warlike traditions, which were greatly exploited by General Gordon, Emin Pasha, and Sir Samuel Baker in their effort to colonize sub-Saharan Africa for the Egyptian Khedives, who ruled between 1820 to 1880.
There are a number of forts that were left by the colonialists along the Nile regions of northern Uganda.
Major towns in this region comprise Lida, Nebi, Gulu, Arua, Adjumani, and Koboko, which are set amongst the Lango, Alul, Acholi, Madi, and Kakwa groups.
From these, Uganda has had 3 heads of state.
The north is a very religious area with Christianity dominating religions, here followed by Islam.
On the Victoria are the beautiful Sese Archipelago, islands where nature has been kept, for the most part, in its original state.
The tropical forests, the golden velds, and the fishing folk on the vast Lake Victoria have kept the original picture of Africa intact.
This place offers an enticing retreat from the concrete bustle of modern cities.
At Ngamba Island, one of the islands of the Sese Archipelago, a chimpanzee sanctuary was established. Here, a visitor can closely watch these friendly and playful primates in this exciting environment. The roundabout upcountry trip would inevitably bring you back to Kampala, a 113-year-old city which started with Lugard's fort. It later on engulfed the other hills surrounding the fort. These were previously seats of government for the reigning Buganda monarchy.
The 7 hills each have a landmark.
Old Kampala, where the first British flag was raised to proclaim the British protectorate over Uganda, has a grand mosque.
Kibuli Hill is where the first national mosque was built.
Namirembe Hill is where you'll find the seat of the Anglican Church in Uganda.
Rubaga Hill, which was the Kabaka's palace at the visit of Lugard, now holds a Roman Catholic cathedral.
Makerere is where Uganda's first university is found.
Mulago Hill is where the National Referral Hospital was built.
Kololo is the country's premier residence. And while Nakasero is where the State House is and most of the government offices.
The city center is where one finds the hotels, the exotic food restaurants, the cinemas, and the shopping malls.
Always having fun, always hanging out. I know that you will love it. It's a city in the middle.
The National Theatre, an important cultural point, is located right in the center of Kampala, next to the Parliament of Uganda.
One can trace the history of Uganda and take a peek at the life in Uganda at different generations at the Uganda Museum, found barely 10 minutes drive from the city center. The outlying hills is where most Kampala people reside, with their own famed entertainments. And when it is night time, Kampala opens up. Kampala by night is a different spectacle from what one sees during the day. That is when all the different backgrounds fuse into the fun that is commonly Ugandan.
This cheerful spirit was unknown 21 years ago. The country was then a melancholic place to be, and bad governance reigned throughout the land.
There was no security of anything, and the economy had gone to the dogs.
A protracted people's struggle, led by Yoweri Museveni, the incumbent president, restored sanity into the country. Today, every 5 years, a new government and legislature is voted into power by an electoral process. This stability has foreseen investor confidence and an awakening of Uganda's economy from a dark limbo. The combination of peace, stability, and good governance has brought about a steady, fast growth in all areas of the economy, and Uganda now ranks high as an investment and tourist destination.
The Pearl of Africa has renewed its twinkle, drawing from all the wonderful gifts nature bestowed upon it.
Look at the football commentators. Those who follow the Premiership. Oh, that was a nice ball. Aston Villa's playing a good match today. I do believe the coach must have written a very good script. Ooh, that was over the bar. Oh, that's going to be very nice. Very calm. Come to Uganda. Mwana tamza mupira na bade playa kule sabulunjo mwana tabuda mupira kula mwana Colombia chukina kule zakona kona
We are here on Sky Channel 184. Music from all areas of Uganda, north, east, west, and south. just tuned in, you're through to the Uganda Vision Program, here every Monday from 7 p.m. Next, our viewers, we are going to show you a continuation of a keynote speech by the Minister of Petroleum in Uganda, Honorable Irene Muloni. Enjoy.
The government of Uganda has finalized a study for the refinery, and the project is feasible and viable. And therefore, the recommendation is to develop an oil refinery. We can start on a smaller scale and expand to about 180,000 barrels of oil per day. Since a refinery of about 60,000 barrels of oil per day takes about 5 years to develop, our strategy is to start with a modular small refinery of about 20,000 barrels of oil per day, which can be delivered within 3 years. All these are opportunities. You can also participate in clearing and forwarding, flight charters, insurance services, civil construction for access roads and drilling pads, environmental consultancy, including associated research and development, provision of ICT services and facilities, provision of security services to protect the investment and terror threats, catering and camping services. In the upstream, you can participate in joint ventures and farming in arrangements in existing licenses, general works and construction, logistical services, geophysical surveys, particularly the seismic surveys, construction and fabrication, refining and infrastructure development like the pipelines, future petrochemical industries and others, and capital for the emerging infrastructure such as refining and transportation of petroleum commodities and products, and of course in the power generation as independent power producers. Guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, the investment in the energy, oils and gas sector is priority number one for the Uganda government, and these sectors are indeed expanding very, very fast. So we are trying to ensure that all legal and institutional frameworks that will enable work and business offerings to be carried out are being expedited. The laws in resource management, in value addition and revenue management, as my sister of finance talked about, are trying to be expedited, to be put in place, as I said, so that this whole process is managed in the most transparent and accountable manner. In summary or conclusion, guests of honor, the opportunities, as I have indicated earlier, you can participate in the construction of hydroelectric power plants, construction of transmission lines, construction of small renewable energy products, projects in rural electrification programs, supply of equipment in the sector, participation in the construction of the petroleum refinery and associated infrastructure, participation in the exploration of minerals and petroleum resources, and sponsoring and financing of projects in the sectors at attractive rates of return. The above, combined with the accountable leadership that we have, will ensure sound returns for your investment. Thank you very much for your kind attention, for God and my country.
Welcome back, viewers. If you're just joining us here on Sky 184 Ben TV, remember we're here every Monday at 7 p.m. for Uganda Vision. Next, we have comedy. We always bring you the updates on Uganda, the talent in the comedy scene, the talent in the music scene, but today we're bringing you an extra comedy special. Stay tuned and see the talent that is coming up from the Ugandan scene. Enjoy.
guest is coming down to give us a few words before we can leave the place. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for His Excellency.
Abaganda bari n'urufumo nti shoshore bwatafa akorashi atuka kurengede. I didn't know that I would be this fresh. So munguru ho mungaro. I'm not a fan of music. Bashagera kushamuka shamuka. My camera. In fact, when the NRM took over, we are sorry we forgot music. Although we had Sergeant Chifurugunyu. But when my son, Baby who hold me the same, he sang about this home, Boguraku. And I realized that Nenchtegera, Nino Boguraku. But I have my own music. Nani, bring. So you can go. I got this one from Karamoja, from my sweetheart, Kataha. Aba Karamoja, bari no mutima Mugabe. Abaganda bahudu. Kabishugre bagenda kumpa haruru. Now I dedicate this song to all those who abuse me. Hey! Besije. Wala karo kumfuma. Besije. Ani umrara. Ani. Botunu karo kumfuma. Ani. Aha. Uyu murina. Nambuzi. Baje kuntegera. Ntinange wendi nashi. Take it back.